Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about the kinetic energy of an object in combined translation and rotational motion. That is in CTRM. See, what we do generally is we write the kinetic energy of an object like half mv square plus half I omega square. We can do that with logic also, not a big deal. Where v is the velocity of center of mass and I will be the moment of inertia about an axis passing through center of mass. So we can write the kinetic energy of any object directly also. But how do we get to that result? In this video, we are going to see that. So let's start the derivation. So let's say we have an object, any random object, which is moving with some velocity, that is VCUM. This is the velocity of the center of mass. Every single particle will be moving with this same velocity, right? And it is rotating about its center of mass with angular velocity omega, right? Now we have to write the kinetic energy of this entire object. How do we do that? We know that kinetic energy of any object, we can write it as half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square plus half m3 v3 square and so on, right? We can write the kinetic energy of individual particles and we just simply add them. So what we are going to do, we are going to take any particle in this, we are going to write the velocity of it. Similarly, we are going to generalize the velocities and we are going to write this expression of kinetic energy. And we are going to reduce that kinetic energy expression into an expression which we already know, right? That's what we are going to do. So let's get started. Suppose we have a point P and this point is moving with velocity VCUM. Obviously, every single point in this object will be moving with VCUM. How do we know that? In combined translation and rotational motion, what we do is we take the translation separately and rotational separately. So when we are going to combine these translation and rotation, we get the net motion of a particle or any particle, right? So the particle is going to move with VCUM, and also if this is R, then the particle is also going to, this P particle is also going to move in a direction perpendicular to this R with omega R, right? This will be omega R, or we can say some Vp. Vp is omega into R, and that will be perpendicular to this R, correct? We already know that. The net velocity of the particle with respect to ground will be velocity of particle with respect to center of mass, right? Plus velocity of center of mass with respect to ground, or we can say velocity of particle, net velocity of the particle. This is we can write it as Vp with respect to center of mass. So net velocity of the particle is Vpc plus Vc, where C is the center of mass. We don't generally write ground, right? So this is the general velocity of any particle, where Vpc is velocity of particle with respect to center of mass, and that will always come out to be omega r. Velocity of particle with respect to center of mass will be omega r, correct? And this will be always perpendicular to r, correct? So we got the velocity of every single particle. We will do the vector addition, obviously. Now we are going to write kinetic energy, total kinetic energy. So kinetic energy of the entire object will be half m1 v1 square, that is vp1 square, plus half m2 vp2 square, plus so on, right? Let's do it. Half m1 vp1 will be vpc vp1 vp1c plus Vc square. Now this square means dot product, right? Half m2 Vp2c plus Vc square plus so on. If we reduce it, if we solve it, we will get half m1 Vp1c square plus m2 Vp2c square plus m3 Vp3c square plus so on. First term, we took out the first term. The second term, half m1 Vc square plus m2 Vc square plus m3 Vc square plus so on, plus the 2ab term, right? So plus the third term will be half m1, half will be get cancelled out, right? 2ab m1 into Vp1c dot Vc plus m2 Vp2c dot Vc plus so on. Correct? We got this expression. Now let's analyze this, right? In this, the first term you can see, we have written m1 p1c square, m2 p2c square, m3 vp3 square. So what is velocity of any particle with respect to center of mass? It is omega into r, omega r1, omega r2, omega r3. So we are just going to replace that, and we are going to write half m1, and omega is same for everything, right? Every particle. So omega square is common. m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square and so on. This is your first term, right? So m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square will be giving you I, moment of inertia, and r1 r2 r3, all these three terms, all the terms are coming from center of mass. So we can write ICUM, correct? This is nothing but moment of inertia about an axis passing through center of mass. This is the first term. Now moving on to the second term. This is Vc square, Vc square, Vc square. So we are going to just separate it, and we are going to write half Vc square and m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus m3 m4. This is the mass of the system. You can write directly m1 plus m2 plus m3 is m. So this is half m Vc square. This is the second term, correct? This second term is this. Now all we are left with is the third term. Now third term, what is written here? We are going to again see Vc. Now velocity of this is Vc is going to be common, right? Vc is going to be common. So let's just take it out. The third term, m1 p1c plus m2 p1c plus m2 vp2c plus m3 vp3c plus so on dot vc, right? We can write it like this. Now this term, this complete term, what is it written? If we look closely, this is velocity of p1 with respect to center of mass, velocity of p2 with respect to center of mass, velocity of p3 with respect to center of mass, and so on. So all these are velocities of particle with respect to center of mass, right? So velocities of particle with respect to center of mass. Okay, so this whole term is nothing but momentum of system or object with respect to center of mass. We are going to see every the motion of every particle from the frame of reference of center of mass P1C, P2C, P3C, all the components are with respect to center of mass. So the momentum of the system is coming with respect to center of mass. And we know that with respect to center of mass, the momentum of a system is zero. How do we know that? Just look at this. We know that VCUM is M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3 and so on upon M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus so on. This is mass of the system. If we multiply it here, we get mass of system into velocity of center of mass is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3. Now, if we are going to see the complete system with respect to velocity of center of mass, with respect to center of mass, we already know that center of mass will always be at rest with respect to center of mass. Center of mass अपने respect में हमेशा rest पे ही रहेगा, right? So, velocity of center of mass with respect to center of mass is always going to be zero with respect to center of mass, correct? So the system, the momentum of the system is also going to be zero with respect to center of mass. So the momentum of the system is in the expression that we have, this expression is going to be zero. So what we got from this complete exercise, from these we get these two terms, first term and the second term. First term is half ICUM omega square plus second term is half mass of system into Vc square. M1 R1 square plus M2 R2 square, this is ICUM, omega square plus half Vm into Vc square. So this is the total kinetic energy of an object in CTRM. A quick review, what we have done is, we already know that the basic definition kinetic energy is half mv square, right? Half mv1 v square plus half mv2 square. So we wrote velocities of every single particle, right? So Vp, velocity of any particle, is omega r with respect to center of mass, obviously, right? Vp is velocity of center of mass, right? And we know that velocity of any particle with respect to ground is velocity of particle with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center of mass with respect to ground, general definition of relative motion. So we got the Vp, velocity of any particle, net velocity. Now we just wanted to use this and apply it in a basic definition, right? We did that. We reduced it to these this expression, and we solved it to find out that the third term, this term, is coming out to be zero, giving us the desired result that total kinetic energy is half ICUM omega square plus half m into VCUM square. This is the total kinetic energy of a system. In case you have any doubts, you can put them in the comment section and I'll reply them. Thank you.